What's going on, Washington fans? We are back with another video. Adam Peters fleeced the entire NFL with just one draft pick, and I'm going to get into that. But before we do, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button on the road to 2,000. I cannot do it without you guys. And click that notification bell as well so you don't miss any great content. So, that draft pick that Adam Peters fleeced the entire NFL on is Trey Amos. If you guys don't know, Adam Peters selected Trey Amos with the number 61 overall pick in the second round. And this guy had a first round grade from almost every NFL team. All right. Not all NFL teams, though, because obviously some teams passed on him. There was a back injury reported, and that's why he fell. So everybody was worried about the back injury. Adam Peters wasn't. He took him at 61. He said, we're going to risk it. And this guy, I know the Commanders had a first-round grade on him because they said they did. A lot of other teams had a first-round grade on Trey Amos, and they passed up on him. And the reason I say Adam Peters fleeced the entire NFL is because every single NFL team had a chance to select Trey Amos in the first round, and most every team had a chance to select him in the second round, and no one took him. And there was cornerback-heavy teams. Adam Peters outsmarted the entire NFL, and we don't have pads on yet, but what this guy is doing in mandatory minicamp and rookie minicamp is insane. He is dominating. That's the reason he fleeced the NFL, is because Trey Amos is looking like the best draft pick we made this year. So if you guys don't know, if you're not in the loop yet, Trey Amos, his movement skills are there. He has the swagger. He just looks like a cornerback one overall. And he's been doing really, really well in OTAs, in rookie minicamp, in mandatory minicamp, in every phase of this Washington Commanders offseason so far. Trey Amos has looked like the real deal. He looks like the guy to be the cornerback one down the road. Oh, and by the way, he has Marshawn Lattimore, a guy that's done plenty of things in the league, a veteran cornerback. He has Marshawn Lattimore feeding him tips, so that's going to make him more dangerous. So it's going to be crazy to see Trey Amos's growth this year. Is he a day one starter? I mean, it's looking that way right now. And he has Marshawn Lattimore, the 2017 Defensive Rookie of the Year, and a 4-time Pro Bowler is Marshawn Lattimore, teaching him stuff. And he's wearing Marshawn Lattimore's old number, by the way, as well. So I think there's a good chance that Trey Amos goes out there and wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, that's what it looks like right now. That's what kind of pace we're on right now with Trey Amos. That's what he looks like right now. So he has been dominating the offseason workouts for the Commanders. Not sure if he's had any interceptions, but he just looks different. All right, he looks like a guy that is just going to blow up NFL defenses, and he's going to be a guy, like, it's going to be tough this year. The NFC East, I mean, you look at it, the Cowboys, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, the Giants, Malik Neighbors, Darius Slayton isn't that bad. The Eagles, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. You look at the wide receivers that Trey Amos and Marshawn Lattimore are going to have to cover this year, it's not easy. And they play those guys 2 times a year. It's not going to be easy this year for Trey Amos. And so I'm not saying he's going to step in here and dominate those teams, but he's going to have to guard those guys, and we're going to see what he's got. Like, week 1, I'm going to the Giants game. We're going to see what he's got. All right? They might play a zone because Marshawn Lattimore, maybe they don't like him in man coverage, but I'm going to see what he's got when I go out there week 1. And we're going to see how he does. All right? And I assume he's going to do pretty good against the Giants receivers. The Giants are probably the weakest roster in the NFC East in terms of wide receiver wise. And so he's not going to be tested that much in week 1, but I'm just excited to watch him. Like, he looks like the real deal. All right, and everyone's talking about it. When you have guys like John Kine, when you have guys like these big reporters that are out there watching the practices saying that Trey Amos looks like the real deal, it kind of just tells you what you need to know there. And no one's guaranteeing you anything, by the way. Like, no one's guaranteeing that Trey Amos is going to be a day one starter. People said this about Emmanuel Forbes. People said Emmanuel Forbes looked like the cornerback one, day one. He did really, really well. He had these pick sixes. People were hyping Emmanuel Forbes up, but that was the Ron Rivera era. And this is different. This is Adam Peters this is a different regime that really doesn't mess draft picks up that much. And granted, everybody has their mistakes, but this group just doesn't mess them up that much. So you got to be expecting a little bit different than the Ron Rivera days. And, picking Emmanuel Forbes over Christian Gonzalez. Trey Amos from Trey Amos from Louisiana, showing his skills. He was, they had like a circle, and he was dancing in the middle of it, leading the whole team. He was dancing with Major Tuddy on media day, showing where he is from. You love to see that. He's 6'1", 195, had a really, really good combine. But like I said, that back injury was what people were worried about. That's why he fell. But he possesses foot quickness and size to be a problem in the press. And he's a physical, strong cornerback up front. He plays with pro coverage agility. That's what we've been saying. And transition quickness. He has body control and footwork, that are needed to stay in front of NFL routes. Twitchy burst and long arms to help with catch disruption. He has plant and drive and sudden install at the top. Desired pacing, positioning and vision and cover 3 looks, and allowed sub 19% completion rate on throws of 20 plus air yards for his career per PFF. He does have some weaknesses though, as everybody does. He can be a little too quick to open his hips on route movement, allows unnecessary separation from off-man coverage, needs better eye balance and decisiveness from off coverage. He's a guy like, you want to put him in man coverage. That's what he's built for. That's what he's made for. But he's not that bad in the zone. You can put him in zone, and he'll work that way too. He's just a really flexible guy. He doesn't play the inside, but he is the guy that's really going to allow Mike Sainristil to be able to play back inside. And so he's the guy that's going to allow that to happen. And so that's the other reason that draft pick was just so amazing, because the other guy that's been really impressing is Mike Sainristil. He's playing on the inside. He's back to his original spot. That's the other guy that's been really, really impressing. So I'm excited to see what Trey Amos has this year. Trey Amos is a guy, he can take away the ball. We've seen him, he's been posting all over social media with his new Commanders threads. He's a guy that's eager to learn from Marshawn Lattimore. He has the stuff. I think he has what it takes to be great in this league. This guy, we don't have pads on though. That's the thing. Like, what if he's a whole different player when the pads are on? I don't know. But his when he had pads on in college, he looked really good, and he had the ability to take the ball away, and he just had stuff that I hadn't seen before, and he just looks different. He went before most cornerbacks in the draft still, but he slid way too far down the draft order. I think someone should have taken him way earlier, but he just looks like the real deal. Like he's not coming in the NFL like unprepared. Like he looks like a day one starter to me. Like he already has the size you need. He already has like the traits you need to be, a starter in this league day one. So we're going to have to see what the Commanders do with him, but he might go ahead out there and start day one. I think this is the perfect guy for Joe Witt Jr. On the Commanders log, they showed Joe Witt Jr. and they were like, Adam Peters was like, you okay with this? And he was like, yeah, sure. I don't know if he's just saying that because it's Adam Peters, or does he actually really like the pick? But he possesses the ball skills that I think any defensive coordinator would like, and the movement skills that any defensive coordinator would like, unique, great cover skills that I think everyone would like. So he looks like a day one starter to me. I think that's why Adam Peters fleeced the entire NFL. Trey Amos is legit. He's not going to back down either, and he's... he might face some trials this year, but he's, like I said, he's not going to back down. And we'll see what Trey Amos has got. We don't have pads on, so I can't go that, too far into talking about Trey Amos, but him as a prospect is really, really good. That back injury doesn't seem like it's there. So we'll see what ends up happening with Trey Amos, our pick 61 guy, second round. But I have a lot of confidence going into this year. I think Adam Peters fleeced the NFL. That's all I got for right now, though. Hail to the Washington Commanders. As always, until next time, enjoy the Thunder playoff game tonight. Thunder up, baby. We're winning the finals. Peace.